Lesson 4, Side 2.
Do the drill again, using each as an adverb. Follow this formula for Speaker B. Listen to the model. 1. I see oranges are selling 6 for 50 cents. How much does that make each orange?
Let's see. If they're 6 for 50 cents, then they're 8 1/3 cents each.
Let's see. If they're 6 for 50 cents, then they're 8 1/3 cents each.
Let's see. If they're 6 for 50 cents, then they're 8 1/3 cents each.
Now do the exercise. 1. I see oranges are selling 6 for 50 cents. How much does that make each orange? Let's see. If they're 6 for 50 cents, then they're 8 1/3 cents each. Two. I see soup is selling 5 cans for $1. How much does that make each can? Let's see. If they're 5 for $1, then they're 20 cents each. Three. I see grapefruit is selling 2 for 33 cents. How much does that make each grapefruit? Let's see. If they're 2 for 33 cents, then they're 16 1/2 cents each. Four. I see donuts are selling for 24 cents a half dozen. How much does that make each donut? Let's see. If they're 6 for 24 cents, then they're 4 cents each. Five. I see lemons are selling 6 for 48 cents. How much does that make each lemon? Let's see. If they're 6 for 48 cents, then they're 8 cents each. Six. I see ketchup is selling 2 for 75 cents. How much does that make each bottle? Let's see. If they're 2 for 75 cents, then they're 37 1/2 cents each. Seven. I see dinner rolls are selling for 48 cents a dozen. How much does that make each dinner roll? Let's see. If they're 12 for 48 cents, then they're 4 cents each. Eight. I see apples are selling 2 for 29 cents. How much does that make each apple? Let's see. If they're 2 for 29 cents, then they're 14 1/2 cents each. Nine. I see eggs are selling for 84 cents a dozen. How much does that make each egg? Let's see. If they're 12 for 84 cents, then they're 7 cents each. 10. I see peas are selling 2 cans for 65 cents. How much does that make each can? Let's see. If they're 2 for 65 cents, then they're 32.5 cents each.
Pronunciation. Stress reduction continued. The stress of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs is regularly reduced to secondary stress. That is, if a word of one of these classes is not the loudest word in the phrase, then its primary stress is usually reduced to secondary stress. This stress is almost as strong as primary stress. We use this mark over the syllable to indicate secondary stress. Big house, easy book.
Examples. In isolation,
Long.
with phrase stress,
It's long.
with reduced stress.
It's a long book.
Now repeat these words and phrases.
Long. It's long. It's a long book. Bring. What shall I bring? I'll bring coffee. Birds. I like birds. Birds sing.
An adjective and a following noun, and many noun determiners plus noun have the stress combination of secondary primary. Examples. Tall boy. Easy lesson. Now repeat.
Tall boy. Good friends. Both men. Each book. Easy lesson. Little children. Many artists. Several people. Practice 1. Change these sentences as in the example, then read both sentences, paying particular attention to the stress. Listen to the model.
1. That boy is tall.
He's a tall boy.
He's a tall boy.
He's a tall boy.
Now you do the exercise.
1. That boy is tall.
He's a tall boy.
2. That girl is small.
She's a small girl.
3. That table is long.
It's a long table.
4. This lesson is easy.
It's an easy lesson.
5. That building is tall.
It's a tall building.
6. That woman is short.
She's a short woman.
Now repeat both sentences, paying particular attention to the stress.
1. That boy is tall. He's a tall boy.
2. That girl is small. She's a small girl.
3. That table is long. It's a long table.
4. This lesson is easy. It's an easy lesson.
5. That building is tall. It's a tall building.
6. That woman is short. She's a short woman.
If two or more adjectives precede a noun, Each has secondary stress. Examples. A big black car. Now repeat.
A big black car. A long white dress. An old brown house. A new green car. Some new blue shoes. Some very tall men.
Practice 2. Use the italicized adjectives before the noun in the second sentence. Then read the new sentence aloud, paying particular attention to the stress. Listen to the model. 1. The chair was both old and comfortable.
It was a comfortable old chair.
It was a comfortable old chair.
It was a comfortable old chair.
Now do the exercise. 1. The chair was both old and comfortable.
It was a comfortable old chair.
2. His green car was new.
He'd bought a new green car.
3. Their white house was new. It was beautiful.
They lived in a beautiful new white house.
4. The picture was old. It was also famous.
We had found a famous old picture.
Listening practice. The invitation. Listen to the dialogue and then decide whether the statements below are true or false. Jane Short and Jim Wilson work for the same company. It's quitting time, and Jim has come to Jane's office to ask her to go out with him.
It's quitting time. Aren't you going home tonight?
Yes, in a few minutes. I have to get these letters both signed by Mr. Jones so I can mail them tonight. Excuse me, I'll be right back. There, I'm ready to go.
How would you like to have dinner and go to a movie with me tonight?
I'd love it. But didn't you tell me this noon that you went to the movies last night?
Yes, I did. I saw China Adventure, and what an exciting movie it was. It was the best one I've seen this month.
This month? How often do you go?
Oh, 3 or 4 times a week. I see a lot of them, but few I like.
Well, why do you go so much then?
I don't like to stay home and read or watch TV. There are too many ads on TV for me.
Well, I'm ready to go. Where are we going, by the way?
Do you prefer Chinese food or Italian food?
Oh, I like both, but I think I feel like Chinese food.
Great. Let's go. I know the best Chinese restaurant in town. True or false?
1. Jane said she'd be ready to go home in a few minutes. 2. Jane said she had 2 letters to be signed by Mr. Jones. 3. Jane said she'd be glad to go to dinner, but she said she didn't want to go to the movies. 4. Jim sees few movies. 5. Jim likes most of the movies he sees. 6. Jim thought the movie China Adventure was the best one he'd ever seen. 7. Jim doesn't watch much TV because he doesn't like all the TV ads. 8. Jane doesn't like Italian food. 9. It sounds like Jim has tried all the Chinese restaurants in town.
Now check your answers.
1. Jane said she'd be ready to go home in a few minutes.
True.
2. Jane said she had 2 letters to be signed by Mr. Jones.
True.
3. Jane said she'd be glad to go to dinner, but she said she didn't want to go to the movies.
False.
4. Jim sees few movies.
False.
5. Jim likes most of the movies he sees.
False.
6. Jim thought the movie China Adventure was the best one he'd ever seen.
False.
7. Jim doesn't watch much TV because he doesn't like all the TV ads.
True.
8. Jane doesn't like Italian food.
False.
9. It sounds like Jim has tried all the Chinese restaurants in town.
True.
Practice exercises. Exercise 1. Repeat these words. Bike. Delicious. Describe. Hamburger. Jar. Lemon. Refrigerate. Sack. Savings. Sometime. Spoil. Tree. Fill the blank spaces with the correct form of one of the words in the list. Listen to this example.
Bike is a short form of the word bicycle.
Bike is a short form of the word bicycle.
Bike is a short form of the word bicycle.
Now do the exercise. 1. Ground beef is called hamburger. 2. A lemon is one kind of citrus fruit. 3. These peaches are very delicious. 4. Pears grow on trees. 5. This meat has spoiled. We'll have to throw it away. 6. I've never been to London, but I'd like to go sometime. 7. When you go to the store, get a sack of potatoes and a jar of pickles. 8. The Whites bought a house with their savings. 9. Do you know what pickles taste like? Can you describe their taste? 10. Meat will spoil if you don't keep it refrigerated. Exercise 2. Choose the word that best completes the meaning of the sentence. Listen to the example. Wine, cheese.
Cheese is made from milk.
Cheese is made from milk.
Cheese is made from milk.
Now do the exercise. 1. Jar, sack. At the store, I bought a sack of flour. 2. Bitter, colorful. I didn't like the coffee. It was too bitter. 3. Give up, give away. The doctor said I was too fat. He told me to give up candy. 4. Melts, mixes. When Mother makes bread, she first mixes the flour and water. 5. Spoiling, preserving. We keep milk in the refrigerator in order to keep it from spoiling. 6. Orchards, trees. On his farm, he had about 200 peach trees. 7. A pint, an ounce. Let's have some seafood for dinner. When you go to the store, get a pint of oysters. 8. Soil, land. The soil in our garden is very good for growing vegetables. 9. Celery, lettuce. Please give me 2 bunches of celery. 10. 4. In order to. In order to store food for future use, it's necessary to preserve it in some way. 11. Salt, salty. I can't eat food that's too salty. 12. Cans, jars. My grandmother always cans about 50 jars of tomatoes every year.
Exercise 3. Choose the correct word or phrase to use in the blank space. Example: a few, a little.
Would you care for some peas?
Yes, please, but only a few. Now do the exercise.
1. A lot of. Does he have very much money? Yes, he has a lot. 2. Plenty, enough. Do we have coffee enough for everyone? 3. What a. What a nice girl she is.
4. A little, a few.
May I offer you a little more spaghetti?
5. watch, watching. Do you enjoy watching television? 6. A piece of. Do you have a piece of chalk that I could borrow? 7. Describe, described. All foods can be described in terms of 4 basic tastes. 8. Farm, farming. Do you like farming? 9. So, not. Can you go with us? No, I'm afraid not.
10. All, both.
Mr. and Mrs. Sanford are employed by the Lancer Corporation. They are both accountants.
11. No, none. I put my hand in my pocket. I had no money. 12. Was, were. Every pen was out of ink. 13. No, none. I wanted a piece of candy, but there was none. 14. All, both. Mary, Bill, and I all wanted to listen to rock music.
End of Lesson 4.